Hello, we're live. So, I wanted to share this story because in case this ever happens to you, or you visit Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, or you ever end up having the same kind of situation, I wanted to give you some advice on how to treat it. And so we'll go over that first, and then I'm going to go over some really fun books I've already read this holiday weekend. I'm going to show you that. And then, yeah, I've changed my hair yet again. And I'll tell you what I put on it. And I have the product here to show you. Okay, so the first thing, I was stung on by a scorpion. Let's see, today, let's see, is this my third day out? I was stung on was I stung on Thursday or Friday? I think I was stung on Friday. Yeah, I was stung on Friday. So I'm getting ready for work. I live in Phoenix, Arizona, just in case you didn't know, and I live by a big desert mountain preserve. And I was putting my work bag together. I had clothes hanging over the rack, so I was grabbing my work pants. You just throw everything on the bed. That's what I do to organize everything. So then I just like pick up my pants because I'm going to put them on, and then I'm like, "Ow!" And I look and I see a scorpion run out, drop to the ground off my bed, and scurry on the ground. I'm looking all around for a shoe, and those of you that love scorpions, look away. I smack the heck out of that thing because if you've never been stung by a scorpion, yeah, it hurts. It really hurts. And so, yeah, I wanted to put it out of its misery or my misery. I smacked it really good, but it was so intact. I put it in a jar and I gave it to a friend of mine who's a science teacher. And so she showed all her classes, which was kind of educational for them. The stinger was still intact. Like it looked still alive. It was kind of great. But anyway, it stung me right here. I'll show you. Not that it's going to show up, but like you can kind of still see the red mark right there, right under my pointer finger. And so I still had to go to work. And so I literally had to hold an ice pack all day because when I would put the ice pack down, the pain would start to amp up again. And I know they say don't put ice on it, but have you been stung by a scorpion? Those of you saying don't put ice on it, it was the only way I could get through work because yeah, but my hand was out of commission. So these two fingers went completely numb and tingly, and then the tingly went all the way up to my elbow. And what you may or may not know is the Arizona bark scorpion. It's about, let's see, this guy was about 2 inches long, a golden amber color, are the most venomous scorpions in North America. Yay us, because those are the only kind of scorpions, my husband and I catch around this well, he really does, catch around the perimeter of the house. My husband hunts for them, day and night in the house and whatnot, and I've been stung before. I was stung on the toe, but I've never been stung on the hand, and that's a bummer because you can't type, you can't do anything. Okay, so what do? I iced it to control the pain. Yeah, because we all know these days nobody can get pain medicine. It's true. I took an Advil, but that didn't do anything. It was the ice that helped me function. Now I'm lucky that the pain and numbness only extended just below my elbow because I kept monitoring for it spreading. Because what you may not know about a venomous scorpion bite is it attacks the central nervous system. So it was in my nerves and it caused my hands were spasming a little bit and then they were numb and tingly and they felt higher. It feels like a hot nail, like driving into your skin. Over and over and over again. Like the pain is not fun. So the ice takes care of it. I'm telling you what, the ice takes care of it. Uh, but because it can go to the central nervous system, like I called my mother and she's been stung 3 times. Of course, she lives here in Arizona. And she said on one of her stings, it was so bad because she had got home from a trip. She put her suitcase on the ground. All her clothes were there. And she was so tired she had gone to China. And she was so tired from her trip. She just collapsed, went to sleep, got up, and then cleaned out the suitcase, did the laundry, got stung, right? Because that sucker crawled right into her suitcase. Anyway, she said she had to go to the emergency room because her hand didn't just go numb, it coursed throughout her entire body. She was in pain from head to toe, spasming. It was a big deal. Scorpion antivenom, which I forget the name of the brand of it, used to cost $40,000. For all I know now, it's probably $60,000, $70,000. So I was like, well, I am not going to the ER for that. And doctors, we don't just carry that. Like I have some things I keep stocked. No pain medicine, though. Those of you who are watching that thinks you're going to steal pain medicine, but like I don't keep that stocked. But we don't, I mean, it's so expensive. We don't keep that in stock. So yeah, ice was my friend. Thank God it didn't course throughout my whole body. But my advice is I'm going to purchase online now a pair of real leather work gloves. You've probably seen ranchers or, you know, maybe this guy behind me in the picture up there. He might have those leather work gloves because the stinger can't go through the leather, but they can get through cotton gardening gloves, nylon, latex, neoprene. The stinger can get through all of that. So, but I'm going to get some real leather working gloves because now I'm paranoid, like cleaning up around the house, cleaning outside. We just had that huge dust storm, they call it, the other day. So hope this isn't boring, but it's just what I went through. So that's my plan with that. Okay, next topic. I've read a couple fun books over the weekend on my new little green matcha Kindle. I've been talking about this. So I had a viewer that said, because I think I paid over, I think I paid 109 for this, but now I feel like, oh, I didn't get a deal because she said now they're $89. And dang, why didn't I just wait a day? Well, this was a fun read. They only take a day to, oh, is it not going to let me? I got to show you the cover. Oh, I wanted to show you the artwork. Well, maybe I can't. Hold on. Maybe I can. It's the, oh, good Lord. Hold on. Of course, library. Go back to that. I guess I have to show you the whole screen. So let me get close. See right there, the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I just wanted a fun read. And I was like, you know, I've heard a lot about that book. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. It's by Grady Hendrix, and it's a bunch of housewives that have this book club, and then things go really off the rails. But the beginning of the book, this is why it's so funny, because it was just about their regular daily lives, their small town, what they do during the day, how they keep their house. And I swear to God, it's so funny because it made me get up and clean the house. Have you ever done that? Have you ever done that, read something and it makes you go do something? Like, I'm like, well, they're doing that, I'm going to go clean my house. So funny. But anyway, the book soon goes off the rails because all this crazy stuff starts happening. But it was a fun read. I got through it pretty quick. And then because Grady Hendrix has quite a few books out. Now I got to get back to the library to show you the one I just read yesterday. You can get through them in one day. They're easy reads. They're like a one-day read. If you're a reader, you'll get through it in one day. This I read yesterday. I started in the afternoon. I finished it. It was like, if you like 80s, 1980s rock, 1980s music, you know, I was a kid in the 80s. So this kind of spoke to me a little bit right there in the middle. It was called We Sold Our Souls. Yeah, I know it sounds scary, but yeah, it's this young girl. It follows her. It's bizarre. I'm not gonna lie, but it was I like the reference to old rock from the 80s. Like there was a lot of that, but it was kind of weird. The thing about Grady Hendrix, that author, he is a screenwriter. So when you're reading his books, it's like you're watching a movie. It could easily be turned into scripts. And so I wouldn't say they're very, I mean, they're well written, but they're not like literary, you know? You know what I mean by that? When you read a passage over and over and you're like, oh, that's a well-crafted passage, or oh yeah, I never thought of things like that, or there's a great quote to underline. Anyway, but they're more like reading a movie, if that makes any sense. So he writes that way. So if you like that kind of stuff, super entertaining, yeah. But he's got a ton of books out right now. He talks a lot about growing up, being influenced by Stephen King and whatnot. Ray Bradbury, it's here on my Kindle. You can see it down there in the corner. Ray Bradbury. I think that one, Dust from the Dust Returned. I think those are short stories. I don't know. I'm going to read it. I love Ray Bradbury. And I've not read the Stephen King one, You Like It Darker, and I've not read the Book of Accidents by Chuck Wendig. So anyway, there's that. Okay, moving on, if you're still here. So this hair color, I don't hate it. But my dark hair color, and I talked about this already, that the lady at Taco Bell gave me the senior discount. And my son Googled it and he said, you have to be 65 to get the senior discount. And I was like, oh my God, this hair color made me look 65. Like I'm not trying to look, no shade if you're 65. When I'm 65, yeah, I'm going to rock 65, but I'm in my 50s. I'm not ready to be in my 60s. So, you know, I had to run home and change my hair. So I use this. If anyone's asking, because I've had a couple of people ask, oh, what are you using? So I'll get closer in case you care. It's called Toasted Coconut. Yeah, that has that color. Here's what the box looks like. It's from, I'm not trying to sell it. I'm just saying this is what I used. It's L'Oreal. So you do an all over color. It's like a medium dark blonde, which it turned out kind of strawberry blonde. and then you put in the highlights, which is not rocket science. I just literally use a brush and I just paint it on my hair. I don't get precious with it. And that's what I did with my hair. Okay. So, uh, anyway, so now that it's been, let's see, I was stung by the scorpion on Friday, today's Sunday, and my hand is all better now. There is no, oh, do you know what's weird that happened? When I was at work and I was talking to people next to me, I'm like, I looked out the window and my vision is very, very clear. Could it be? And I was joking around. So yeah, my vision was clear though. And I said, wouldn't it be weird? It'll be like Spider-Man. Am I going to be Scorpion Woman? Like, this is crazy. My superpower is going to be like, I can see down the street without my glasses. Yeah. But that was weird. For a minute there, I looked out the window. I was like, wow, my vision's like really great right now. I did learn that because I was like, well, what are the benefits of scorpion venom since I was stung? They're researching venom to create medications for arthritis, joint pain, autoimmune disease, certain types of cancers. So I thought, well, that's interesting. But anyway, not that getting stung would provide those benefits, but apparently the peptides in the venom has some medicinal purposes. We'll see what they came up with. It reminds me of Byetta. That's a diabetic medication that they got from a Gila monster. Yeah, they used, can't remember if it was the saliva from the Gila monster, how they made the drug Byetta, which I believe was pulled off the market anyway. But it's weird how they come up with like, that's a venomous animal. Let's figure out what medication we can use from that, right? Yeah, it is weird. But like, look how we came up with penicillin, right? Moldy cheese comes from mold. Yeah, who would have thought? Okay, let me see. I'm trying to see. I don't know why I can't see any comments. Because I have no idea if you can hear me or not. I hope you can. I'm assuming you can, but I can't see comments, which is, I don't know why. It's giving me the little monkey with the wrench, like there's something wrong with my channel. I don't know. But if you can hear me, will you give a thumbs up? Because I can't see comments, which I'm so sorry because I like to do live so I can see your comments and we can chat back and forth. But maybe because it's a holiday weekend, YouTube is overwhelmed and I can't see comments. I don't know. No one's okay. Well, I think we probably have enough. All right. Well, sorry I can't see your comments. I'll try to do a live again on this channel because it's my smaller channel. Hope you all are well. Have a good holiday weekend. See you later.